very difficult to pronounce my surname. In Swedish it's Utbult, so it doesn't sound like English. Utbult. Utbult. Oh, very good. Well, yes, I run the Nordic School of Feng Shui, and I have realized during my years, I have taken care of the school since 2010, but the school was founded in 1999. And during my years, I have realized that you cannot just interpret Feng Shui as it is in China or maybe anywhere else in the world, but you also have to interpret it into the Scandinavian people, because otherwise they can't just take it to their hearts. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is going to be very, very simple. I mean, we had something very interesting here at the beginning. So now you can just relax, because this is just going to be very simple stuff, how we have been able to just interpret it so we can use it and take it to our hearts. What we have to think about first is that we have lots of light, lots of darkness, lots of cold, and also lots of space. So all these four things is kind of determining our interpretation of Feng Shui. Anybody been to Scandinavia? Oh yes, good, great. Okay, so we take the light first. We have lots of light during the summer, when it's most yang, especially up in the north, above the Arctic Circle. We have actually 47 days of constant sunshine. So the sun never disappears, never sets for 47 days. Excuse me. So that's one big thing we have to take into consideration. And the next thing, it might sound strange, but then we have lots of darkness as well, because for at least 6 months during the year, we have not complete darkness, but we get up in the morning, it's dark when we go to work. We go to work and it's dark when we come home, so we never see the light. And this has done quite bad to our people, kind of, because we need the light to not be depressed. And we are quite a depressed people. That's hard to say, but if you see on average, we have lots of suicides, actually above average. And also we are lots of stressed people, lots of depression, unfortunately. And I am so sure that this has so much to do with the light. We just need the light. And then we have the cold. So we have of course, it's a long country, or long countries. So when it's very cold up in the north, it's not quite, but it's above 0 at least in the south. So it's quite different. But we still have to live with the cold weather. You live in the UK, many of you, so you know what it's like with the weather. So we moan and groan about the weather all the time. But we actually have snow from October until May in the upper parts of Sweden. And then we have the space. So we are 9 million people in Sweden. There are 4 million people in Norway and 5.6 in Denmark. And that ends up to 18.6. So if you compare that to UK, for instance, you are, I think, 65 million or something. I googled it the other day. Changes every day. All right, but it's a lot more, and we have more country to use. So we don't have any traffic, really. I mean, of course, in the cities we have traffic, but if you go out on the highways, it's not really traffic. We don't have congestions like you have, and we can build big houses because we have space. So this has been a good, or not good, but these are the aspects we just have to take into consideration. So we have come to love the light, first and foremost. We just adore the light. So at winter time, we actually live for this point, the tipping point, when we have the winter solstice. Of course, we celebrate Christmas. So Christmas is a big thing. But we also celebrate the day when it's the tipping point, when the light turns back to us again. So you can see on Facebook posts like this, for instance. It says, wishing you all a happy winter solstice eve. And if you look at the newspapers, the newspapers are actually counting down to the day where the sun returns to us again. So it's a big thing. And when we get a little bit further into the spring, we actually go out and we gather, come together, we light fires, we sing to greet the sun, to greet the spring. So it's very important to us. When we come a little bit further into the year, we can start to be outdoors, and it's quite nice. We take every opportunity to stand with a cup of coffee, with a nose up again to the sun. No? And also we like to follow the sun. So if we have a garden, which many of us have, we like to have several places to sit. So in this case, in this garden, they have put 5 different chairs so they can just move to another chair when the sun is moving. And if you're planning a garden, you just have to have several places in the garden you can just move around the house so you never miss the sun. And then we have midsummer. Wow, that's the biggest celebration of the year. Maybe it's almost as important as Christmas. We come together, we dance around, we call it a midsummer pole. We put flowers in it, leaves, and we dance, we drink, sing, having a good time. And that is the start of our holidays, kind of. Because the whole year we have been waiting for the holidays because we always want to be out of work in the summer. So when we come into July, the whole Scandinavia closes down because they're on vacation. And if you want to get in touch with a company or anything, you just have to wait until August when people come back again because it's all shut down. They have gone fishing, all of us at the same time. So we really enjoy those summer nights. The summer is not so long, so we really want to take out all the goodies out from this light during the summer. So we spend the days and the nights at the sea. I come from this environment. I come from an island outside Gothenburg on the Swedish west coast. So we sit out in the evenings, we enjoy the sun setting, and it's really not dark. So we just enjoy being who we really are. It's like we come to life when we have this, during the summer we come to life. Because it's like yin and yang. It's actually exactly like the Tai Chi. We really go into rest and relaxation during the winter, and then we come to life again during spring. And if we compare this, our Scandi people, the way we are, if we compare that to people living closer to the equator, we can actually see a big difference. People from, say, Italy, sorry, they talk with big gestures, they are more open, they are maybe talking more loud. And if we compare that to the Swedes, we are very closed up. It's like when we are cold, we pull our hat down, we zip up, and we're just trying to keep our own warmth. And that's exactly what happens with our personalities. As long as it's cold, we are very cold people. I'm sure you have heard about it, that we are not very sociable. We can be quite rude and things like that. But when the sun comes, we just pull up, take our hat off, we zip up, and we just become like normal people. We say hello to our neighbors, we say hello to the bus driver, who we never give any recognition otherwise. And we say, come over, have a glass of wine, we have some barbecue. It's like we're really coming to life because of the sun. So we have big space. So we build big houses because we can. So we like big houses and big windows. So this is a house for just one family. But I'm sure we could put at least maybe 2 or 3 families here. But we just love the space and the sun. So we have big windows to come in through the light. We want the light to come in through the windows. And that also means that we have a big flow of chi. So we want the light, but instead we have created another problem, kind of. But we have to take care of that little problem with a strong flow of chi. So we have light curtains, we have potted plants, we can hang something in the windows, and we kind of have to take care of and do the best of that situation, because we can't just get rid of the light. We just have to have it. We also love conservatories, and that's not a fancy conservatory. People like just to build like a glass house so they can go outdoors in the springtime. And they have greenhouses, but they are not growing anything. They just want to grow themselves. They are actually sitting there reading a book, just enjoying being out. And where I come from, we live close to the water. So we have lots of wind and water, which is actually, I mean, Feng Shui means wind and water, so we have to take that all into our consideration. And it's quite common that we build a small house just in glass to come close to the water, but still we are sheltered from the wind. So then we sit there just enjoying ourselves. So we love the light and we love the white, because white is also energy for us. So we love to have white houses. So this is kind of posh for us, to have everything white. That's why I'm dressed in black. So as much white as possible to get the energy. But of course, if you have been to the northern countries, you have also seen that there are lots of red houses. And this is also energy for us, because it's the fire element, and it makes us a bit more fiery during the winter. So we mix that often together with the whites, white and red. And if we go indoors, we like to have whites there, of course, as well. And we love to have open floor plans. We don't want to have walls that close up the flow of the light. So we open the space up as much as possible, which also creates another problem, because it's difficult to find a power position, to get sheltered, and to find a good way of furnishing, of course. So we have to think, how can we solve this? And we have good solutions. We are good at this. But also we like everything to be right. It's so boring, and it's so imbalanced, because it's just too much metal, isn't it? But since we also are a very depressed people and stressed, so we have, lots of us have boiling brains, because we are quite stressed and we have lots of yang, we just feel very relaxed when we get into a room which is just completely white. Because that's the metal element, it's attracting energy, and we just feel like, wow, this is so nice. And it's light and bright. And we love have white ceilings. If we have beams, we just paint the beams white. We don't want anything that gives oppressive chi at all. We just want we want our hearts to be very light, I think. Because we live in this cold country, we also have very well insulated houses. That means that we don't have to pull the curtains in the evening. So we can keep our curtains aside because we have not only triple glazing but quadruple glazing. So we don't have to close the windows or the curtains. Sorry. So what we do instead is that we make the windows like jewels of the house. We put nice potted plants, other decorative things, and we really want the windowsill or the whole window to be like a jewel, to look nice from the inside, but also from the outside. So if people are walking past, we want our house to look very neat and tidy and cozy. And then we have the obsession. We have an obsession for lamps. In almost every single little window we have a small lamp, which we light in the evening, because when there is no sunlight we can create an artificial light lamp. So we don't want to see the darkness on the outside. And of course we see the darkness because we have not closed our windows. So we kind of balance the darkness from the outside with the lamp. And of course it looks a bit funny, I agree. Because, I mean, this is like flats. And when you walk past this, it's like lamp, 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 lamp. A bit boring, but still, it's us. And when we come to Christmas, we exchange these small lamps for bigger lamps. So we have like stars, electric stars, which is a symbol for the Christianity, but also for, I think, Christmas in overall. And we also have these electric candlestick holders, I don't know what you call them, but it's instead for our small lamps. So we like to be cozy. So cozy is a very important word in the Scandinavian countries. We just love to be cozy. And what does cozy mean? It can mean a lot. For instance, we light lots of candles. During the winter time, we light candles at all times. I mean, for breakfast, for lunch, for supper, it doesn't matter. And I think it was 300 million tea lights used per year in Sweden only. And the other countries are as cozy as we are. So we just love this. So we have Cozy Friday. So this, do you have Cozy Friday? No. So we kind of celebrate the Friday. Happy Friday, kind of. But we celebrate the work days are over and now we can just relax and we light candles. And we eat something nice and we spend the time with the family and watching TV maybe. But this Cozy Friday, it's very important. So where I come from, this island is quite small and there's lots of wind. We have actually to build our houses very close together. So I said there's lots of space in our countries, but there's not lots of space on this island, so we really had to be close together. But also to be protected from the wind. So we don't have any trees. We don't have, I mean, it's just the rocks. We don't have any trees to give our shelter and power and position. We just have to shelter each other. And then we have a new problem. All the cha-chi from all the different angles and corners. I have seen that you are very good at buildings with soft corners in London. And I am impressed because it's not very common in Sweden. So this one, it's new buildings at the Technical High School in Gothenburg, Chalmers. And they have been awarded because of this new, they call it new kind of design architecture with round corners. And I just wish we can do more of this in Sweden. But what do we do on the island or in other places in Sweden when we just have to take care of our cha-chi? Yes, where I live, we use a fishing tool, like a ball. When you're fishing, you put it into the waters to mark where you put your net. So that's one thing of, one way of taking care of dispersing some cha-chi. If you go a bit further up north, you can see they have some kind of conifer on each side. Take care of the cha-chi, but also creating two guardians for the house. And it feels quite nice and guarded. Or you can have the screen made of a willow tree to give some protection for your neighbor. And this one is, I know it's a bad picture, I'm sorry for that. It was not, I was not able to get any closer without actually walking into their garden. They have built trolls, you know trolls? Into their houses. And I have one picture which is a bit closer. You can see they have built trolls into the corners of their houses to actually disperse some cha-chi. And good looking or not, that's up to you to decide. But also indoors we try to have soft corners. It's important because we are very kind of hard people. We're like tough people. So we really need to balance that with round shapes. This is a typical Scandinavian kitchen, for instance. So we love the white and we love the white. And also we hate cabinets. We just don't want cabinets over our kitchen top because we want the airiness. So we love to put things into drawers instead, so then we can make it more airy. But one other thing with the Scandinavians, we want it to be light and bright and white and practical. So if we don't have any chi enhancers, we can actually just open the fridge and see what do we have in the fridge. And we take out some vegetables or fruits or eggs or anything to make it pretty in the kitchen if you don't have anything. So you want to be quite simple in your decoration. So if you go out in the garden, you can have a ladder. Make the ladder a decoration in the garden and it looks pretty. At least in Sweden it looks pretty. So if you come to another country, maybe it looks strange, but for us, wow, it looks like countryside. Another thing we do, we are very careful with the houses, the foundations. We don't want our houses to be damp, because if we get the damp into our houses, then it's, yes, they are going to be kind of ruined. So we don't want to plant anything too close to the foundation. We don't want to put soil all the way up to the foundation. We want to have some stones, rocks, and underneath there are, this is a word I don't know, small pebbles, gravel, yes, and to make it neat and tidy above. Then you can plant things in front of this, but you are sure to have your feet of the house dry. This is my garden. Last summer. And I realized, last year we had a wonderful talk about colors, didn't we? Angela, sorry. And I have had garden furniture painted bright red. And I never understood why I didn't want to sit in my garden. Of course I spent time there, but I really never sat down relaxing. And then I bought some lavender, and I was so inspired with this wonderful bluish, purplish lavender color. And I was thinking, of course I must paint my furniture lavender. So when I did that, I have started to use my garden so much more, and I can actually sit there for hours. Would you agree? Yeah. Definitely. Yes, it's so obvious that the red color makes our hearts beat faster and makes us more uptight. And when we have this, the bluish color, we just relax. Swedes likes to take care of their bodies in any kind of way. Tai Chi, yoga is very important and very common. Qigong, it's big things. And also the food, very big thing. We like to eat organic food. We don't want gluten, no lactose, no sugars. It's quite boring in Sweden, as you know. But we are trying to be healthy. When we can't do anything, or we do, of course we can, but we do the best we can with the light. But also we have to take care of our bodies and our souls. So then we meditate, not everybody of course, but it's so common, it's not anything strange. Just 10 years ago it was a bit strange meditating, and Feng Shui don't even talk about it, very strange. But we are really coming there. So to make a summarize here, I really was thinking before, when I was doing this, the preparation, I was thinking that things that can actually be bad Feng Shui in other countries can be good Feng Shui in another country, because there are other circumstances. And that's quite interesting, I think. What's bad in one context can be good in another context. And that's fascinating. So we just have to adapt the Feng Shui to work wherever we live. So as a summarize, I would like to give these tips. If you want to be like Scandi people, follow the sun. Large windows. You like to follow the sun? Definitely. Yeah. Large windows, light colors, white beams, white ceilings. Open floor plans. I know it's difficult, but there are some clever ways to get around it and to take care of it. Keep dry the foundation, the feet of the house. Use what you have. Be simple. Open the fridge. Open the larder. Open the garden shed. See what you can use in your garden. Make it something beautiful. Think twice. And that was about the colors. What colors are you using? Are they really doing any good for you? In the 70s, we had lots of brown. So we also had lots of earth. So this is like a counteraction now. We just don't want the brown so much because it's just too earthy. It makes us much too, what's the word I'm looking for? Stagnant. Stagnant. And also take care of your body and your soul. And if you do take care of yourself, that's reflected in your house, as well as taking care of your house is also reflected on yourself, because it's actually the same thing.